Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison video. Hamilton Beach sells two coffee makers that they call two-way brewers. So on the left here we've got the Flexbrew. It's $99. And here we've got the two-way brewer for $60. So the biggest difference right off the get-go is this one does K-Cups. It's got a little K-Cup. This one does not do K-Cups. It's only got this little thing for doing coffee grounds, and it only holds 2 tablespoons. So right from the get-go, you put your water in on this side for the single serve side. But even though this doesn't come with it, it does come with a travel mug. I just don't have mine that comes with it. But even though you can put a big travel mug in here, you can only put 2 tablespoons of coffee. So you in my opinion, 8 ounces is about the most you can get out of 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds. So even though your travel mug is going to hold maybe 12, 14 ounces, you're not going to be able to fill it up on this side. Over here, you've got the K-Cup. Now, the K-Cup, goes in here. You got the needle on the top and the bottom. And then it runs 8 ounces through the K-Cup to give you a single serve coffee. So right from the get-go, that's the biggest difference. Even though they kind of call them two-way brewers. Now on the right side here, this is just a standard coffee maker. You've got a basket style coffee filter, brew head, and same over here. You've got your brew basket. This is where you put the water, the brew head, and then you've got a standard, in fact, they almost look, yeah, they're identical coffee pots. You got a warming plate on both of them, keeps the coffee warm. This one's got a fancier display. It can be hard to read a little bit, but over here, this is kind of the standard display, LCD. It does light up when you turn it on for just a minute, but then the backlighting goes away. I wish the backlighting stayed on longer. Then over here on the Flexbrew, it's got a big opening where this is where you put the water for the coffee maker side, and this is where you put the water for the single serve K-Cup side. Over here, this is where you put the water for this. You cannot brew a K-Cup over on this side. This is just for doing 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds. And then to put the water in, it's a little, I don't necessarily like this opening. It's kind of small in my opinion. But this is nice and big opening. Obviously this one is just a little bit shorter than this one. This one is pretty tall. So roughly, yeah, almost 21 inches. It will not fit under a standard kitchen cabinet. And this one is almost 20 inches. It won't fit under a standard kitchen cabinet either. So around back, this one definitely has a bigger footprint. They both have cord storage, and both of them, the cords are not very long. This one's got a nice sight glass for the water for the coffee maker side. This one's got a little bitty sight glass for the K-Cup side, and kind of a bigger one I like that you can read from the front for the coffee maker side. So back, a lot of people do K-Cups now, and that's what makes this Flexbrew so popular. It's got this basket here that can do a K-Cup. This always has to be in there. Now, you can do your own coffee grounds with it. Hidden underneath this little compartment, it does have this reusable filter that you can put your own coffee grounds in. You can put 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds in there. And then you can put it in there like that. The needle's going to push out hot water, and it's going to brew your coffee with your own coffee grounds on this side. So you do have that option. This is a little more convenient than this. This isn't too bad. You put your coffee grounds in there. Now, it looks like it can hold a ton of coffee grounds, and I had a viewer ask me how much can it hold, but the max line is down there at the bottom, and it's only 2 tablespoons. So if you put more than 2 tablespoons in here, it is going to overflow. Oh yeah, so I apologize. On this Flexbrew, you can brew anywhere from 6 ounces to 14 ounces. But K-Cups only hold 2 tablespoons of coffee. So if you brew 14 ounces through a K-Cup, it's going to be pretty weak. But the way you regulate that is, so how much ever water you put in on the K-Cup side, each time I got to put in, so if I put in, I got to fill it up to the 8 ounce mark, and then it'll brew 8 ounces through there. If I fill it up to the 14 ounce mark, it brews 14 ounces through there. And same on this side. It's going to brew whatever I put in here. It's going to brew that amount. And it does have a max fill line. But again, I mean, I really wouldn't put much more than 8 ounces of water, just because 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds is not much. So both of them are programmable. I can program this to come on and fix me a pot of coffee in the morning. And same with this one. It doesn't do the K-cup side or the single cup side, but I can program the coffee maker side. It's either or. You have to throw the switch either to the single serve or the coffee, and same with this. Either the coffee or the single serve. It kind of lights up, tells you what you cannot do both at the same time. Okay, so let's brew a cup of coffee in each one on the single serve side. I've got 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds. Just take standard coffee maker coffee grounds. Okay. We're going to put our water in. So I like to measure my water on this side. I'm going to put 10 ounces of water on this side. I could put some more water in there. Throw it over to the single serve side and brew. Over here, I'm going to put my water in. I'm going to put it up to the 8 ounce because that's where I brew my K-cups at. So again, I got to put my water in. All right. Oh, I went up to 10 ounces. That's okay. Close the lid. You put your K-cup in. It's going to pierce the top and the bottom when you close it. Make sure it snaps. Put it on single serve side and hit the brew button. Oh yeah, I can do regular and bold strength. Over here, I can do a bold brew over here too. So here we've got the coffee coming out on this. And on the K-cup, on this one, the Flexbrew, it's going to heat the water up first, and then it's going to shoot it through the K-cup all at once. So this one is a little faster. Let's check the temperature while it's coming out. About 140. So again, over here, you don't think it's doing anything, but it's heating the water up, and then it's going to brew the coffee through the K-cup. So this one is a lot quieter on this, where this one you can hear kind of the water boiling and heating up. Okay, so this one has a water pump. We heard the water pump kick on, and now our coffee's coming through the K-cup. About 150. You know, this has got really hot water coming out. About 186. This is about 150, 165, 175. So yeah, this brew's a little bit hotter. This one's noisier. But it did catch up to this one, even though I started this one last. So they both make pretty good cups of coffee. You know, that's a 10 ounce through 2 tablespoons. So it's a little weak in my opinion. But again, you've got to regulate how much water you put in, because it's going to brew. Whatever you put in, it's going to brew. Same with over here. I put 10 ounces in. That's a little bit weaker than I normally like it. Let's look at, so cleanup is obviously going to be a lot simpler with the K-cup. You can recycle your K-cups, but that's all there is to it on this. Over here, you know, you can see why you can't put more than that in there, because it will overflow because it kind of brews it. So at least, you know, it actually does a pretty good brew process. It spreads the coffee grounds out. Looks like you get a pretty good brew off of it. It's just unfortunate it's only 2 tablespoons, even though that looks like a lot more. And again, I do have the option on this Flexbrew. I can put my coffee grounds into here. And again, it's got a max line. It's 2 tablespoons of coffee. And then you can put it in there and it'll brew it just like it would a K-cup. Okay, so let's switch gears. Let's go to the coffee pot side. So they both take basket style filters, and they both recommend 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds per cup you're going to brew. I'm only going to do 6 cups. If I was going to do all the way to 12, I would have put 12 tablespoons in here. Same with over here. Basket style coffee filter. And I've got 6 tablespoons of coffee. Again, these coffee makers, how much ever water you put back here, like right now I've got it on the 6 mark. That's how, when I start this, that's how much it's going to brew. It'll brew. So if I wanted to do 12, I'd fill it up to here and it'll brew all 12. That's how you regulate. And same here, I've got the reservoir to 6. Again, I got to move the switch over to the coffee pot side, hit the start button. And same here, hit the coffee pot side. The coffee pot lights up, and then I gotta hit that. Now, it's doing a regular brew. I could have also done a stronger brew here too, but I'm just doing a regular brew. Okay, so they're both brewing about the same, about a cup a minute. So I suspect in about 7 or 8 minutes, both of these will be up to the 6 cup mark. But we can see, doing a good job brewing. Same with over here. It's not overflowing. It's got the coffee grounds nice and saturated. They both got pros brewing. I can take this out, and pour me a quick cup of coffee. They both are about the same noise level. And again, they're almost brewing exactly the same time. I suspect on the coffee maker side, they're probably using the exact same parts. This one might be just a little bit faster, not much. They both have quite a bit of steam coming off of them. Okay, so it looks like they both did a really good job with the coffee grounds. Let's see what temperature they're at. About the same. This one might be just a little bit cooler, 1 or 2 degrees cooler. Yeah, not really. Coffee cools off so quick. They're the same. I've done a taste test. These both make really good pots of coffee. These are your standard coffee maker. You'd be surprised internally how similar coffee makers are with each other. So this one I have noticed there are a few problems online. There's a water hose that kind of comes disconnected and different things. So this has a few more moving parts where this is not necessarily moving parts. So I think this one might have a little bit better history behind it. It's also a little bit older. And you can really find these on Facebook Marketplace. You can get some pretty good deals, especially on this one. And I've seen a lot of these too on Facebook Marketplace. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions on the comparison between the two, leave them in the comments down below. I'll bring both these coffee makers out and try whatever your question is. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support. I recently surpassed 3,000 subscribers. Just an overwhelming feeling, and thank you to everybody. I just can't say thank you enough. And if you could, please like and subscribe.